Hi, everybody. Tom Morley here, coming at you from beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee, where it's time for my 248th play along session, going strong since March of 2020. Here I am with you on yet another Monday to share an hour's worth of tunes. This week we have another kind of a theme, a loose theme of tunes that I put together. These are some jigs and reels and slow airs, and other kinds of tunes. We've got some slip jigs in here and even a kind of a polka, contra dance tune. But I think they're tunes that have really wonderful, rich, full melodies. I think all the Irish trad tunes are so melodic. I love them all so much. And some of them really, once you play them once or twice, they kind of stick in your head, and they're there for keeps. And these are some of my favorite sweet melodic tunes that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you. Some of them will only do maybe twice around, depending on the time. But and many of them are tunes that you might hear on a session, either in Ireland or Scotland. And while some folks love to play fast and faster on the old fiddle tunes, I love to play tunes and be able to tell a story with them and make rich, beautiful, sweet, memorable melodies out of them. So that's what I'm hoping to share with you today. The first tune we're going to do is a reel that's usually played quite spry and quite quickly, called the New Mown Meadow, also known as the 10-penny bit. I heard this, one of the very first tunes I heard in the Irish repertoire on an album, and I didn't even know it, but the fiddle player I was listening to at the time was a wonderful fiddle player from Nashville, Tennessee, named Bill Verdier, who passed away a few years ago. But every time I play this tune, I think of him and how he was one of the earliest fiddle players that kind of influenced me and said, I need to learn how to play tunes like this. Two times around on this tune, everybody, the New Mown Meadow, and it has some triplets in it, some Irish triplets, but we're going to play this tune so mellow and slow that you're going to hear them very easily. And that's like saying the word cinnamon. 1 and cinnamon 2, da 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 da. Oh, that's all you have to think of. And you get to hear all of the Irish triplets in this tune. This tune, the A section feels like it's in D, the B section feels like it's in G. It feels like it's in 2 keys. And then to end the tune, many of the tunes on today's playlist have no ending, and you have to tack something on. So for this tune, I tack on the entire first measure one more time, and that ends the tune. You'll understand what happens when I do it 2 times around on this beautiful reel that we're going to play as a slow reel today on our play along session. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, New Mown Meadow. 1, 2, 3, 4. have to do is take an Irish jig or reel, slow it down just a little bit, and it turns into a sweet melody like that. So the new Mown Meadow, also known as the 10-penny bit, really one of my earliest tunes that I fell in love with in my long journey in Irish music. Hope you enjoyed playing that one along with me. And all of these tunes should be pretty accessible to everybody today, and at the speed that I'm going to play them at. And I think it's good to have these kind of tunes in your repertoire and be able to play them. We haven't played an O'Carolan tune in a while. Turlough O'Carolan, the blind harp player who lived in Ireland from the late 1600s to the early 1700s and wrote about 225 melodies that come down to us through all those centuries, all that history, and are loved and played today in sessions, in pubs, all around the world, in classical settings. Just amazing. And if old Turlough could see today how his tunes have lasted and continue to be loved and shared and played, I think he'd be pretty pleased. Here's a tune that he learned from his own teacher when he was young. He had smallpox, and that's what caused him to go blind back at that time. And his harp teacher was also a blind woman named Mary, and he composed this tune in her honor. So 2 times around on this beautiful tune, it's over 300 years old, by Turlough O'Carolan, called Blind Mary. Are you ready? Here we go. Key of D. 1, 2, 3. What a pretty melody that is. Of course, he wrote it on the harp, and but his melodies are so wonderful that any instrument at all can play them and make them sound wonderful. For many years back in Alabama, I would play along with a good friend, a harp player, and we would do all kinds of performances with fiddle and harp, and we would play all those Turlough O'Carolan tunes, and that one as well. Blind Mary is the name of that one. Sweet, sweet melody. Like I said, that's what you're going to get today from me, is some pretty Celtic melodies. Nothing too speedy. All right. The third tune we're going to do is this tune is from Scotland. Every time I play it, it gives me goosebumps, and I just think it's one of the sweetest melodies I ever heard. This is called, it's a long title, Neil Gow's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife. It was used in the latest Ken Burns series on the American Revolution. I heard it as part of the soundtrack for that, and it comes up at various times. I also have heard it performed by Alistair Fraser and Natalie Haas and many other Celtic ensembles. This is a Scottish air written by one of the most famous Scottish fiddle players in history, Neil Gow, who lived from 1727 to 1807. And he was married to his second wife for a very long time. And in fact, after she died, he passed away just 6 months later. But this wonderful tune here, it isn't maudlin or weepy or sad. It's more melancholy. And as he wrote it, he was, I think, thinking of all the wonderful times they spent together, not the fact that she'd passed away. And instead, it's just got this heartfelt melody. What we're going to do, it takes a long time to play the tune one time around, so we're going to play the whole page all the way down if you've got the music sitting in front of you. And then after I play it, I'm going to go back to the middle of the tune at the end of the second ending, in the middle of the third line, and play the B section one more time, just to keep it a little short. There's a lot of ways you can kind of arrange this tune, but we'll hear the original melody, which always comes and finishes up the tune anyway. But you might have heard this tune before. It looks like Deborah mentions that she heard it at a funeral on Cape Breton. And yes, these kind of tunes can really bring back all kinds of memories. Almost every tune I play, I have a connection with it in some way. And I think you'll really enjoy this one too. I can think of a couple things I might say later about a few of these tunes and the memories they have for me. But here we go in 3/4 time in the key of G, 1.5 times around, I guess we'll say, Neil Gow's Lament for the death of his second wife. 1, 2. beautiful tune. I hope you all agree with me, but that one is special. Neil Gow is considered one of the greatest Scottish fiddle players and composers. He wrote many, many tunes in his lifetime, which were all published in books and come down to us. And he had several sons who were well-known fiddle players and composers too, including his son Nathaniel Gow. So what a dynasty of fiddle playing and beautiful melodies to come from Neil Gow. So that's the Lament for the death of his second wife, and I hope you enjoyed that one. Let me see. It's hard to catch my breath there and continue to play some tunes after that one. I recorded that on an album I did with my good friend, harp player, flute player, Andrew Bonnet, as the Mithril Duo, and that's one of my favorite recordings of my own playing. Does anybody notice I'm back to the fiddle that I have used throughout most all the time here on the play along sessions, but I did put fresh strings on it. The strings I had on this violin were so worn out and old that I hesitate to tell you how long it had been since I had changed them. But just last night I put on a new set of D'Addario helicore strings with a Kaplan E string, and they're such incredible great strings that they stay in tune within minutes of you putting them on. They don't need to stretch or go out of tune, or you have to fight with the violin for a day or a week or a month after you put new strings on. Nope, they're ready in minutes. So I'm really loving the sound of them here today. I don't know if anybody can tell over your whatever speakers you're listening to in the privacy of your own home, but I can tell the difference. They feel fresh under my fingers. Plus, when I go for double stops and play some fifths and different double stops, they are instantly in tune with my fingering. So I really am glad I put new strings on. That's all I can say. So I don't know if anybody can tell that the fiddle sounds fresh and new and sweet to me, but I hope it does to you as well. Here we go. Here's another sweet little melody. It's a barn dance this time in 4/4 time called the Gypsy Princess. I've played this one more than once here on the show. We were going to lilt the eighth notes a wee bit, so that they're not straight or square. So you'll hear me do that right away when we play the tune. And it's a melody. Once you hear it once, it's stuck in your mind because of the rhythm that goes da, 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 da. A very, very fun, kind of a jaunty little walking tempo melody. Here we go with the Gypsy Princess. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Gypsy Princess is the name of that tune. A classic kind of a barn dance tune, kind of closely related to hornpipes. And that's why we put that little bit of a lilt in there. What a cute little tune that one is. I'm going to take a little break right now and do some of my announcements. I do want to remind you all that here we are on session number 248. The next session, 2 weeks from today, is February 16th. That'll be session number 249, and we all know what comes after that. So exactly 1 month from today, on March the 2nd, it'll be my 250th play-along session, live streaming here on Facebook since March 2020. And if you'd like to be a part of that, all you have to do is send me a postcard, a letter, a note, anything you want in the old snail mail, and I will show it and read excerpts from whatever you write to me if you want to make some remembrances or how these sessions have helped you learn tunes or play in sessions. I've heard this sort of stuff for years. Go ahead and put it in a little note to me, and we will share those right here on the session on 1 month from today on March the 2nd. So you don't want to miss that session number 1. You want to be here, tell all your friends, and let's see how many people we can get tuning in to my live streaming session on March the 2nd. But I'd love for you all to be part of it. I read your comments after the sessions are over, and I love them so much. But they disappear after 30 days. My live streaming sessions, they disappear, and your comments disappear. And I'd love to have something to keep and maybe put in a scrapbook of my own to remind me of this crazy thing I've done for the last 6 years. Please be a part of it. Every time I've sent out my newsletters, the last 2 times, it includes my home address. And so if you just scroll down to the bottom of my newsletter, I ask you to send me these, and there's my address, or live, or just message me here on Facebook, and I will send you my address if you need it. Okay? So please do that for me. I would love to have piles and piles of them here to read out loud. So there you go. There's the main things I want to tell you. The next session, 2 weeks from today, February 16th, and then the 250th session 1 month from today on March 2nd. You don't want to miss that if you can help it. Of course, it'll be live. It'll be available to watch for 30 days afterwards on Facebook. Then they delete it, not just mine. They don't have something against me personally. They might, but I don't know. And then, but they all go up on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Just like this one will by this time tomorrow. You'll be able to watch it all you want over there on my YouTube channel. I want to thank you once again for those folks who did send some cards and letters already. I appreciate it. I've got a small pile of them. And thanks to those people who also tuned into that workshop and became part of that last Sunday that was sponsored by Daddario Strings. So really great to have so many wonderful trad friends out there, you all supporting me in all sorts of ways, sending me donations to my virtual open fiddle case when you can, and just tuning in, telling your friends, and playing tunes with me. Here is a very unique jig called Maguire's Kick, but it's also known as the Lonesome jig. And the story behind this is pretty amazing. This was published in the 1903 collection, the famous collection of Irish tunes, O'Neill's collection, and it was published as a march tune. So it's supposed to be done kind of quickly and very, very stiff. But if you take this melody and you slow it down enough, once again, my favorite trick, and I heard this played by Martin Hayes, the famous master of Irish fiddle player. If you slow this tune down and don't think of it as a march anymore, it turns into a lonesome little lovely melody. So once again, the Irish trad tunes showing their mighty ways of being able to play them. So we're going to do this one slow. We'll do this 3 times around because it's such a lovely tune. Are you ready? And it's got a little coda. It's got a little ending to it, and you'll hear me do that as well. Here we go with Maguire's Kick. 1, 2, the Lonesome Jig. Isn't that just a lovely little tune in 6/8 time? The Lonesome Jig, you can call it that. Now it's easy enough to imagine this tune as that march. You see what happens. If you tighten it up, you speed it up, you make the notes short and stiff, then it turns into a whole different feel. But you slow it down and it turns into a sweet tune that we call the Lonesome Jig. So I hope you like that. Here's a little single reel that I discovered during the pandemic as I was looking for new tunes to learn and share here on the Play Along session. The Green Grow the Rushes is the name of this tune, and I'd heard it performed and sung by Cherish the Ladies, the wonderful group. I just really fell in love with this little melody. Let's do it 3 times around, single reel in G, and I think you'll agree that this is also a sweet little tune to be an Irish reel. Here we go. 1, 2, and ready, go. Here we go. Lovely little tune. Green Grow the Rushes. These single reels are a lot of fun to learn if you're trying to get better at reading music or you're trying to play better by ear. This is a famous case of a tune where once you've learned the first 4 measures, the next section, same melody, and then you learn a new 4 measures, and then that repeats as well. So really, it's a good tune to work on. Green Grow the Rushes. Well, now we're going to play Inisheer, one of the most beloved slow airs in all of the Irish Celtic repertoire of tunes. This was composed by Thomas Walsh, an accordion player who lives near Dublin, and a man I'm proud to be able to call my friend. When I first discovered this tune back in 2002, I can see it as clearly as yesterday. Fran and I were going across Ireland on our very first trip over there 24 years ago, and I'm still learning to drive on the wrong side of the road, of course, and we went into Dingle and did some shopping and went to a little CD shop, just a tiny, just bigger than a walk-in closet, and this lady told me a couple CDs I ought to get, and one of them had this recording on it, Inisheer, and that's the first time I'd heard it, and I fell in love with it. And once I started a band in Alabama, that was one of the first tunes we learned and started performing. Later on, fast forward many years later, and when I recorded it, I contacted Thomas Walsh there in Dublin to ask his permission to use the tune, and he said yes. We became friends, and he invited me to come, and we eventually stayed at his house and had a wonderful time. I also took a group of my adult students to Ireland back in 2013, and we visited with Thomas Walsh, went to his favorite pub, and played this tune along with him. So sometimes it's hard for me to play this tune without kind of getting emotional and choking up a little. It's got so many amazing memories for me. So there you go, a simple little melody with 100 memories. What else can do that for you? Am I right? Here we go, 3 times around on the most beautiful Irish air in the world. It's called Inisheer. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. go. One of my favorite tunes in all the world. I'm sending that out to everybody who's tuning in tonight, but especially my mom and dad, who I know have fallen in love with a lot of these Celtic melodies. Thanks to them tuning in and watching me give them a little concert almost every week. So there you go, to my dad, George. And the next tune I'm going to send out especially to my mom, this is one of her favorite tunes. It's the Butterfly, another sweet, beautiful melody from Ireland. And my mom loves butterflies. She has many pieces of jewelry that are butterflies, many that I got her, and friends and family, because she collects them. And she has ceramic butterflies and beautiful glass butterflies, and she does love butterflies, and loves to look for monarch butterflies when they're flying around as well. I'll never forget them visiting here in Chattanooga, and at the Tennessee Aquarium we have one of those famous butterfly rooms, a beautiful greenhouse that is full of butterflies, and I remember us going there, and the wonderful look on her face, and how much she dearly loved being in a room full of butterflies flying around. So here we go, 2 times around on the most famous slipjig in the world, the Butterfly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Butterfly. Ah, what a lovely tune that one is. In 9/8 time, 9 beats in a measure, and you can just almost hear the melody. It sounds like a butterfly going from flower to flower, stopping and checking each one out. But you can just visualize that so easily with that melody. And once again, none of the tunes am I playing too fast tonight, because they don't need to be played too fast. They're just too beautiful melodies to rush. Including this next tune, which I found a few years ago. And of course, 2 days ago on Sunday, that was the last day of January, wasn't it, folks? And there's a tune called The Last Day of January, a contemporary jig written by Paddy O'Donaghue. And I saw the name of it before I ever heard it, and I said, well, isn't that clever that tune's named The Last Day of January, which is often a sad, dreary day. It can be snowy, it can be cold. Oh boy, we had the coldest weather here on Saturday and Sunday, with wind chills of about -1, and I'm out running around in that, and we had a little bit of snow. So this tune in the key of D minor Dorian, off of a C scale, in other words, C scale done from D to D with no sharps or flats. So fiddle players, that means you have to play low first finger on your E string for an F natural, right? No F sharps. So we have to navigate a kind of unique key, but it sounds like a dark and dreary day is what this tune sounds like. 2 times around on this jig called The Last Day of January. Let's keep it slow and dreary, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Little tune, a jig called The Last Day of January. Of course, you could play it a lot faster. Once again, that'll change it a little bit, but that dark foreboding quality in it, thanks to it being in the key of D minor, Dorian, that's pretty set, and that's still going to show you that. But once again, slow a tune down a little bit, and it gives it a completely different character yet. All right, we have time for one more tune. I hope you've enjoyed all these unusually pretty, sweet, lovely melodies, whatever you want to describe them as. I hope you want to add some of them to your repertoire. Maybe play the new Mown Meadow or Maguire's Kick or Green Grow the Rushes at your local session or with some friends. And I hope you keep some of these tunes and learn them. And the last tune is an English Scottish country dance, but is often played as an Irish polka as well. And it's called The Rose Tree. This is an ancient tune. This goes back a couple hundred years as well. And everybody loves roses. And this makes a good way to end this session 2 times around on this another tune that I think is very lovely, The Rose Tree. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 10 more wonderful tunes that I got to share with you. This being session number 248. I've shared probably over 2,500 tunes with folks as they tuned in and watched me since we started all this. Whoa, what a thought. Thank you for joining me and playing along with me, sending me so many wonderful messages. I'm going to send all that wonderfulness right back to you. I wish every one of you some inner peace. If you follow the walk for peace that the Buddhist monks are doing, I hope you've seen that and got as much out of it as Fran and I have. And I wish you all to stay in positive, wonderful moods and send some good thoughts out, play some tunes, do whatever you can to be positive. And I will see you in 2 weeks for session number 249. Don't forget to send me a card or a letter. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good time, folks. See you then. Bye.